10 free summons. This doesn't. Middle of July, by the way, 7/18. Yo, what's up everyone? Kyrios here, and today we're gonna go over the 1.1 live stream where we saw the brand new banners, some brand new events, some brand new stuff coming in. I kind of just want to review a little bit of that. So if you guys can, hit that like and subscribe. I do appreciate you. All right, let's get started. So as of right now, I really like Silverwolf's banner better than most of the other banners. Mainly because it has 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿, Asta, and 𝙀𝙀𝙑 in there, and those are really, really good. Right, so just in case you don't have a primary DPS, 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 is like one of the best primary DPSs in the game, and especially gets a lot better when you have higher eidolons on him. Right, when the target's enemy's HP percentage is greater than or equal to 50%, increases crit rate, makes him burst a lot harder, reduces talent cooldown by 1 turn. Like he's got some really cool eidolons. I really like his Eidolon 6, but that's a lot to ask for, right? Then I really also like Asta. Now, Asta, unfortunately, if you guys have seen my Asta guide, she's really, really good, right? Like, Asta is, like, insanely good. But the problem is that she's so Eidolon dependent, it's not even funny. Just due to the way that her skill works, with the way her buffs work. And honestly, until you're Eidolon 2... and Eidolon, I mean, honestly, 2, 4, and 6, right? But honestly, until you're Eidolon 2 and Eidolon 6, it's hard to keep the charging stacks up. So she's a character that's good, but becomes great once you have Eidolons on her, because your charge stacks fall off way too easily. You know, because every single time she has a turn, right, the stack count's reduced by 3, but if you're ultimating, it skips a turn, all that goodness. So that's the big problem with her, is that until you can get Eidolon 2 and 3, or 6, she doesn't really see the best potential there. Who was the last one on that board there? And then you have 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀. Now, I do like 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 a lot, but she's a little awkward. Now, what you guys could do, is you can actually use 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 with Kafka as well. So you could do like Kafka, 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀, Silverwolf, and like 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀, and that would be a really cracked team. It would be like a really cracked team. So you would have 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 that's essentially doing a lot of dot damage and trying to put as much shock state up there as possible and stack that. Then you would do Kafka that would increase all that and do some of it on her own. You use Silverwolf to do lightning weakness to make sure you have lightning weakness across the board. And the reason why you do 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 is just to keep lightning. And that's the biggest issue with, let me see if I can find this here. Yeah, so the main issue that way I have with Silverwolf is that it's this weakness, right? She will add 1 weakness of an on-field ally type to the target enemy. This also reduces the enemy's damage resistance to weakness types by 20%. That's really cool too. But the problem, the real big problem is that you have to, if you're trying to optimize your Kafka damage, or you're trying to optimize your 𝙀𝙧𝙀𝙀𝙀 damage or something like that, you have to stack your team up, right? You have to stack a team to the point that you have pretty much 1 element, if that makes sense, right? In some Yukong gameplay, and the problem that we have with Yukong's gameplay, and I'm just going to focus on Yukong here for a second, then Loucha, because we all know Loucha's good. But Yukong's gameplay is a little awkward. So she has this bowstring ability. Where's that buff at? Get in here. Yeah, so she's got this bowstring ability, and it goes down by 1 charge every single time an ally takes a turn. The problem is that you now have to speed tune your team to get your DPS to always go after her. Otherwise, you're gonna lose a lot of damage. So she can be a little awkward, and it looks like her Eidolons fix some of that issue. But at a base level, like if you can't get your 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 to go after Yukong, or like typically, or you have 2 other DPS, they're just not going to get the benefits of that bowstring, right? And that's my biggest issue with her, is that she supplies buffs, but it's a very situational buff. And we don't know how much damage she actually does right now. So she's in a very weird spot. So I wouldn't really pull Loucha's banner just to get Yukong. So I'd wait till you can get her for free in 1.2, and then kind of wait till she hits a different banner with a better compilation. The other problem I have with this banner, even though Loucha is absolutely a beast, and especially if you're getting Blade or any like that, most people need a second healer, right? Pela is a great character, but the problem I have with Pela is that Pela is a late game character. There's some late game content that'll happen later where she becomes an absolute monster house, mainly for her ultimate ability, right? Where she's able to put expose a defense down on every single enemy. So that's really good, but you kind of have to work around her a little bit, and she's kind of AoE centric, but she is a really good pairing that you're going to use later, but not one I would specifically kind of go after. I would just let it naturally happen. The speed doesn't really matter on her number 3. Using the skill, there's a 100% base chance to reduce the enemy's ice resistance. This is kind of cool. This might be really cool once we have Jingli. Once we have another ice primary, or if you're using Yangqing. This is a really cool combo to stack them together. And when Pela's attacks that debuffed enemies, there's additional ice damage. I don't really bring her for the damage is the problem. Pela's really brought just for her defense down, especially considering you have to build effect resist into her. So there's only so much damage scaling you can do on her, in my opinion. She's a great character in the late game, but not a character I would really focus on right now. Unless you have that Yangqing and you're doing the Wombo combo, right? And then finally you have Qingqi. And Qingqi actually can hit like a brick house. But I'm going to just say this is my own personal preference. I'm not the biggest fan of her. She's also a little awkward unless you can get Jing Yuan's light cone. So Jing Yuan's light cone works really well on her, but you either have to love her gameplay or you hate her gameplay. And it's not another character I would really go after, you know, in my opinion. Her E2 is especially needed if you do need to make her viable for her draw tile triggering. And she does do more damage. Like all this is, you know, recover skill points on enhanced basic attack, all that goodness. She does more damage on her Eidolon. So she's a little Eidolon dependent as well. So the problem I have with Loucha is I'm just not the biggest fan of Loucha's banner. Like Silverwolf's banner is way better, but we don't have a second healer. I'm sure most of you guys are struggling because we don't have a second healer. So that's the biggest issue that we have, is that Loucha is kind of cracked, especially when it comes to the amount of healing he could do. He's technically the best healer in the game as of right now, considering he can, since he can dispel a debuff, he does auto healing. Then does life steal when he puts that aura down. Like he's pretty damn cracked. Yeah, like pretty cracked. And he's especially cracked if you're playing the full blade. It's going to be hard to pass him up. It's going to be really hard to pass him up because as of right now, we don't know of a lot of other good protectors, defense units, and healers coming in. And then the other problem that we have is that if we looked at Jing Li's leaked potential, I'm not going to show it on screen or anything like that, but her leaked skills were something along the lines where she sucks the lifesteal from your teammates. So she sacrifices the life of your teammates to do more damage on her ultimate and her skill. So in order to make her viable, you may need Loucha. You know what I mean? Because if you're sucking the life force out of your teammates, you may need someone who can heal. Yes. Okay, cool. Silverwolf's light cone increases the wearer's effective hit rate by 24%. When the wearer deals damage to an enemy with 3 or more debuffs, increases crit rate by 12%. After the wearer uses their basic attack, skill, or ultimate, there's a 100% base chance to implement Aether Code on a random target that does not have it yet. Targets with Aether Code receive 12% more damage for 1 turn. Okay, I'm going to say something that's a little interesting here. I don't think I like this light cone for her. Let me take a look at something here. Databank. Ensnared enemies' defense decreases by 12% for 1 turn. This could be pretty cool for her too. I wonder if this stack. Whoa, yo! If this stacks with her defense down, this would be Pog. This would be Pog. This would give her like 36% defense down. Or even better. She's going to need like 70% effective hit rate. And you're going to lose a lot of damage by doing effective hit rate. So it really depends on how we want to build her. And I think you're going to build her hybrid. So she's not going to do like maximum damage all the time. So I think you would either build her Resolution Shines, Welt's LC. You either use Welt or you use Resolution Shines well. Yeah, that's how I would build her right now. All right, let's see what his looks like. Increases the wearer's attack by 24%. After the wearer uses ultimate, all allies gain 12 speed for 1 turn. Tough. Additionally, for each different enemy the wearer attacks, regenerate 3 energy each time. Can regenerate energy in this way up to 3 times. Huh? Is that me, or is the wording weird on this? Each attack can regenerate energy in this way up to 3 times. That's got to be a turn, right? Be a turn. Yeah. Yeah, BS. Yeah. Increases attack by 24%. That's kind of interesting, though. Oh, here's the new 4-star Lightcone. Increases effective hit rate by 20%. When the wearer attacks enemies that have reduced defense, regenerate 4 energy. I kind of like this better. I think I like this one better. Yeah, his healing probably scales off attack, right? That's probably it. Hold on a second. Let me look at something here. Do we have any other abundance equivalents? Hit rate more? Or effect resistance? Oh, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that. Stack effective hit rate or effect resist, so you can't get like debuffed and shit. Outgoing healing by 20 when the hero wearer heals allies. Record them on the outgoing healing when any ally launches attack or random attack enemy takes damage. I mean, I guess this is okay. You'll need to stack it if he gets it for free from his trace. Well, you might. But here's my final thoughts right now: is that I don't think Silverwolf's Lightcone is particularly needed. 12% increased damage is really nice, especially when you're doing like boss kills, right? But having the only thing, so here's the thing. I like her Lightcone, but this is awkward to me. Like, increases effective hit rate, fine. When using basic attack skill ultimate, 100% chance to apply Aether code, fine. That's great. That's actually really good. But this part is just when the wearer deals damage to an enemy with 3 or more debuffs, that's just so weird. You know what I mean? That's just such a weird addition. I rather they would have given you like more effective hit rate or maybe more damage received and just gotten rid of that middle portion. But it is what it is, right? So it's a good Lightcone. I don't think it's 100% needed. If you're Unga Bunga Whale, it is 100% needed, because I bet you that's like 20. I bet you that's like 20% damage at max superimpose. Maybe 16% damage, I don't know. Now for Loucha, it really depends. I don't know how much energy his ultimate takes, but I like his Lightcone too, but I don't think you need it. I don't like increases attack by 24%. I don't think you honestly need it, but speed is nice. Speed is really nice. I don't think you need it. And then I really like the 4-star one. This one's really cool because you're going to always have reduced enemies or reduced defense with Silverwolf. So that's really nice. And I bet you that's like 8 energy at max break. All right. Let's get back into the game. All right, that's my final thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video of 1.1 banners and Lightcones. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed that.